beautiful. Coño, man. Talk to me, baby. Tell me your story.
Pause it right there. Fuck. So first off, I can tell you, I can tell you immediately. I'm feeling like an 8. Feeling like a strong 8 out of 10. It's a great time as usual. I feel like, at the end of the last episode, there were so many questions, so many possibilities. It felt like the stakes were significantly raised. In terms of the stakes, that kind of just dropped off for me midway through this episode. I mean, once we become acquainted with fucking, Kid Loki and, fucking alligator Loki, and then the Loki from the 60s with the yellow garb and blah, blah, blah. Particularly like during that whole sequence where it was just a bunch of Loki variants just like battling each other and shit. And the Loki we know is just like walking through and shit. The stakes fell dramatically. Also, like, they found a way of beating Elias or this fucking smoke monster on steroids from Lost, essentially. They were able to defeat this being and get to his location like pretty easily, which I thought was curious. It was sad to see Owen Wilson go, Mobius. Hopefully he returns in some form, because I loved his character, as you already know. The stuff with Ravonna was cool, but like I need to see her connect us with Kang, or just die. One of the two for sure. The sense of spectacle and these like huge widescreen shots with just like CGI wizardry, just blowing all over my eyeballs was a good time. Some of these shots, especially like during the opening, were fucking insane. Again, I feel like a lot of the budget was relegated towards this episode and episode 3 for sure, or whichever episode. I think it was episode 3, but whichever episode where it was a hangout sesh between Sylvie and Loki. Speaking of Sylvie and Loki, I kind of dig their little awkward, quirky sort of romance that they got going on. That's heavily implied, like when they were sitting down and Loki was feeling cold, and he makes this like tablecloth with or whatever the fuck it was, and wrapped it around the both of them. Moments like that were sweet, but I mean, I don't know. I found this episode to be more silly, bizarre, and what the fuck inducing more than anything else. I was hoping for something more stakes risen, more mind bendy, more emotional, but didn't exactly get that. But it was a lot of fun as per usual, but nothing masterful. Again, I'm feeling like an 8, like an 8 out of 10 first episode. It was a great time. Nothing, masterpiece worthy. Not exactly a cut from the MCU's finest, but I mean, a very fun time. Very fun time for sure. It's episodes like this that one thing I will say from a visual standpoint, like this episode was so bonkers visually, from showing this decrepit wasteland of I believe it's New York, to this alligator Loki, to to all this madness we're seeing right here. These episodes, you could like literally project these episodes in IMAX, and people would go see episodes of the MCU in IMAX probably, or in theaters. which would be a funny thought. But yeah, I think it was a good episode. I think it definitely could have been better for my taste level. I was expecting something more complex and something a bit more out there, but it is really weird how quickly they resolved their situation. Like it wasn't really that much of a challenge at all, to be honest with you. But whatever. And it almost kind of reminds me of, like, you know how in season 8 of Game of Thrones, like how easily fucking what was it? The Night King was defeated. You know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me of that. So it's like, didn't really like that. But again, it was a lot of fun. Feeling an 8 out of 10 for this episode. But also, I didn't like how quickly it felt like it went by way too fast. Especially since there's only going to be one more episode left. I hope we see the real timekeepers. I think it would be balls out if we saw a bit of the multiverse of madness. I think it would also be fantastic if somehow through Ravonna or whatever that we see a glimpse of Kang the Conqueror. I think that would be fucking epic as well. But